A new wave of speculation has swept across Kenya, with many believing that Kithure Kindiki could be the man to replace or even dethrone Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
Walisema umoja ni nguvu. Utengano ni nini? Mungetaka tukae kwa umoja ili tuwe na nguvu kama jamii. Mungetaka taifa la Kenya liwe moja. Nimekuwa Northeastern, nimekuwa North Rift, nimekuwa kila mahali. Ombi langu ni moja, ya kwamba jameni, tuungane pamoja na tufanye kazi kama ndugu na dada. Live as one, live as brothers and sisters, with one country, one nation, with one national anthem, one flag, one people, one Kenya.
Ironically, Gachagua, who once publicly praised Kindiki for his competence as the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, now faces the protest of being replaced by the very man he held in high regard. Gachagua had lauded Kindiki as a dedicated servant, especially in the Mount Kenya region, calling him fit for the top interior role.
Na huyu mtoto wenu, Professor Kithure Kindiki, akuwe waziri wa usalama. Na nimwambie watu ya Tharaka nikiwa hapa, Professor Kindiki has not disappointed the president and I. He works hard, he is committed. Hii maneno ya budgetary amengangana. Na Professor, we support you, and when you succeed, because you must, utakuwa umepatia heshima county hii ya Tharaka Nithi.
In the 2022 elections, Kindiki was initially considered to be William Ruto's running mate. However, in a surprising turn of events, he was dropped in favor of Gachagua, who went on to become the deputy president.
Na huyu professor pia mimi nashukuru yeye. Siku rais alikuwa anatafuta running mate, kaona mimi natosha na professor natosha, akakuwa pale amekwama. Mimi ni mchapakazi, professor ni mchapakazi. Mimi ni muaminifu, professor ni muaminifu. Tumekwama karibu 17 hours. Akatuambia tukae chini na professor. Tukaongea, nikamwambia professor, sasa kimiaka mimi ni mzee kidogo. So wewe niwachie, mimi niendelee, na wewe tukipata upatiwe ingine kubwa. Ilifanyika haikufanyika? Kwa hivyo mimi nashukuru professor kwa kuniwachia, na wewe professor, wewe jipange karibu na rais, na mimi wewe ni kijana, mbele iko sawa.
Yet in a twist of fate, Kindiki is now seen as the one who could leave Gachagua jobless. Now, social media, particularly X, formerly known as Twitter, is abuzz with praise for Kindiki, with many Kenyans hailing him as one of the top-performing cabinet secretaries. His firm leadership and reforms in the Ministry of Interior have won him a loyal following. However, this praise comes with a heavy dose of irony. Just 2 months ago, during the Gen Z protest, Kindiki, as the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, faced severe criticism after 41 Kenyans lost their lives during violent clashes with the police. Rather than standing in solidarity with the victims and their families, Kindiki claimed that there was no tangible proof linking the deaths directly to police action.
The fact that somebody has been shot is not conclusive evidence that they have been shot by a police officer. It's not conclusive. Maybe there's a presumption that that bullet is the bullet of a police officer, but as a person who has practiced law for a quarter of a century, I can say this without fear of contradiction. The fact that somebody has died through a bullet where police officers were trying to control a crowd is not conclusive proof that that person has been killed by a police.
This response sparked outrage, and many political analysts now caution that should he become the deputy president, the country could face significant challenges. Some even suggest that if Kindiki assumes this position, Kenyans might have to find somewhere else to live due to the potential political.
Looked at the papers, I saw a number of people who are being proposed as possible takeovers from deputies after he leaves office. But one of the ones that is at the forefront is from Mount Kenya region, and you know, I would shudder to imagine the CS for Interior becoming deputy president.
Why?
Considering what he officiated over recently in the killings, you know, I would call them murders, the abductions that are still taking place of Kenyans. Now, a person of that stature becoming deputy president, then we may need to have to move out of this country because it will get worse.
Kindiki's political journey has been full of ups and downs. In 2022, he was unceremoniously kicked out of President Uhuru Kenyatta's government, accused of disloyalty.
Mr. Speaker, how I wish this sitting, with the haste in which it has been convened, was meant to discuss the plight of the millions of our people across the country who are living in dire need and abject poverty. I bow in shame to note that we are here today for such an elitist triviality, powered by petty, divisive, and vindictive politics, as the country hurts from the lethal combination of a near-collapsed economy, a ravaging pandemic, floods, and a rare invasion of desert locusts, not seen in this country for decades. I am ashamed that we are here discussing party politics at a time when our motherland desperately needs the solidarity of every single Kenyan, even the weakest. At a time when our country needs reconciliation and not hate and pettiness. Mr. Speaker, it does not bother me at all that the die is cast against me. What bothers me is that the Constitution of our country is once more being indecently assaulted in full glare. A handful of raw fellow citizens who have made it their orgy of pleasure to humiliate freedom and truth with reckless abandon, with little patience for procedural dictates of our Constitution, which would have given our country some semblance of honor, even fake, cosmetic, or hypocritical honor.
Now, the man who was once sidelined is making headlines again, this time as the potential successor to Gachagua.